Most people breathe to survive, but what if you could breathe to awaken? Beneath the rhythm of your inhale and exhale lies a power long forgotten, an ancient force that sages, monks, and mystics once used to access divine energy. In this video, you'll uncover a breathing method that doesn't just fill your lungs. It unlocks the hidden energy that awakens the power within your soul. And yes, it still works today. From the moment we're born, we breathe without thinking. It's automatic, involuntary, and easily ignored. But here's the truth. The way you breathe shapes the way you think, feel, and exist. Modern society treats breathing as a background function, just a means to survive. But what if this unconscious habit is actually the reason so many people feel anxious, fatigued, and ungrounded? According to the American Institute of Stress, over 77% of people experience physical symptoms of stress regularly, and shallow chest breathing is a key contributor. When you breathe rapidly and without awareness, you trigger your sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response. Your body prepares for danger even when there is none. Your heart races, your muscles tense. Cortisol floods your bloodstream. Over time, this leads to chronic stress and emotional dysregulation. But this isn't just biology, it's also a form of spiritual amnesia. Ancient philosopher Lao Tzu once wrote, "To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders." Yet how can the mind be still if the breath is in chaos? When we lose touch with the rhythm of our breath, we lose touch with the rhythm of life itself. Breathing is not just survival. It is communication between your inner and outer world. It is how you regulate your energy, your awareness, and even your destiny. What most people call normal breathing is in reality a silent saboteur, keeping them in loops of reactivity and disconnection. The good news? You can change it. By simply altering how you breathe, you begin to reclaim your inner balance. You switch from reaction to intention, from autopilot to presence. It all starts with a single breath. One that you take consciously. In the next part, we'll uncover how ancient civilizations understood this secret, and why their knowledge may be the missing piece in your journey toward energetic mastery. Long before modern science tried to explain the breath, ancient civilizations had already discovered its power. In the sacred texts of India, the breath was called prana, the life force that animates all living beings. In China, it was qi, the invisible energy that flows through every organ and meridian. The Egyptians spoke of the breath of life, given by the gods at birth and taken at death. This wasn't poetic metaphor, it was lived truth. The breath was not just air, it was spirit, it was energy. It was the thread that connected the human and the divine. The Rig Veda, one of the oldest known scriptures, describes breath as the sustaining power of the cosmos. Taoist masters taught that controlling the breath meant controlling the body, the mind, and eventually reality itself. Tibetan monks developed intricate breathing techniques to expand consciousness and generate internal heat. Even the Bible refers to breath as the breath of God, the divine spark breathed into Adam. So how did we forget? Why did something once considered sacred become so neglected? One answer: distraction. In our pursuit of progress, we turned outward, toward machines, noise, screens, and forgot to look within. As author and philosopher Alan Watts wrote, "We seldom realize, for example, that our most private thoughts and emotions are not actually our own, for we think in terms of languages and images which we did not invent." In forgetting breath, we forgot the first language of the body, the language that existed before words. Breath is the original prayer, a silent communion with life itself. When you inhale with awareness, you are not just taking in oxygen, you are receiving energy. When you exhale with intention, you are releasing resistance. What if the breath is not just a function, but a forgotten ceremony? A ritual that reconnects you to the blueprint of your being. As we move forward, remember this. The ancients didn't just breathe to live, they breathed to remember. And in the next section, we'll explore how modern science is now beginning to catch up, revealing how your breath can literally rewire your brain and emotional state. What the ancients practiced in temples and mountaintops, modern science is now beginning to explain in laboratories. The breath doesn't just move air, it moves chemistry, neurology, and perception. According to research from Stanford University and the Journal of Neurophysiology, slow, deep breathing activates the vagus nerve, which regulates the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural relaxation response. When this system is activated, your heart rate slows, blood pressure drops, and stress hormones like cortisol begin to decrease. At the same time, levels of serotonin and GABA, neurotransmitters linked to mood stability and calm, begin to rise. Ciao. This is not spirituality in opposition to science, it is the moment they merge. Breath becomes the bridge between your biology and your beliefs. In fact, a groundbreaking study by Dr. Richard Brown, Associate Professor of Psychiatry at Columbia University, demonstrated that controlled breathing can significantly reduce symptoms of anxiety, PTSD, and depression. Brown states, "Breath is medicine. It has the power to regulate, to balance, and to heal." Think of this. When you're stressed, your breath shortens. But the inverse is also true. When you shorten your breath, you reinforce stress. It's a feedback loop. And like any loop, it can be broken. The moment you extend your exhale, you begin to send a different signal to your brain. A signal that says, "I am safe, I'm present, I am in control." Neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford also emphasizes breath as a powerful tool to shift your state. His lab confirms that a simple protocol like the physiological sigh, a double inhale followed by a long exhale, can reduce stress levels almost instantly. So why aren't we taught this? Why isn't every school, workplace, and hospital teaching the most accessible tool we all have? Maybe because it's too simple. Maybe because the power has always been in your hands. The ancients intuited what science is now proving. Breath is the original technology, a tool for transforming mind and matter. And in the next part, you'll learn how to wield this tool through a method that has been kept hidden for centuries, the breath of inner fire. Deep in the snowy monasteries of Tibet, monks practiced a form of breathwork so powerful it could generate heat from within. It was called Tummo, meaning inner fire. Not metaphorical fire, but literal warmth radiating from the core of the body, allowing them to meditate in freezing temperatures for hours, even days. In a study published by Harvard Medical School in 2002, researchers observed Tummo practitioners increasing their body temperature by as much as 17 degrees Fahrenheit through specific breath and visualization techniques. This is not myth. It is measurable. It is real. Tummo is both a spiritual and physiological activation, a merging of breath, mind, and energy. Here's how it works. First, posture. Sit upright in a stable position, preferably in lotus or cross-legged. Close your eyes and relax your body while maintaining alertness. Second, visualization. Picture a small flame at your navel. With every inhale, see this flame grow stronger. With every breath hold, feel it expand upward through your spine. With every exhale, let it radiate heat throughout your entire being. Third, the breath itself. Inhale deeply through the nose, expanding the lower abdomen. Hold the breath gently while lightly contracting the pelvic floor, as if containing the energy. Exhale slowly through the mouth, feeling the warmth circulate within. This is not forced hyperventilation. It is rhythmic, grounded, and intentional. Repeat for 5 to 15 minutes, respecting your body's natural limits. As you continue, you may feel tingling, warmth, or even emotional release. Some report a stillness of mind so profound it resembles deep meditation. What's happening inside is a neuroenergetic alchemy. According to neuroscientist Herbert Benson, Tummo activates the body's relaxation response while simultaneously increasing metabolic heat, a dual effect rare in natural practices. It enhances blood circulation, improves oxygen uptake, and opens the door to elevated states of consciousness. This is why Tibetan monks saw Tummo not just as a technique, but as a path to mastery, a way to conquer both physical environment and internal emotion. Tummo trains the nervous system to stay centered in chaos, to build fire without fear, and to feel powerful from within. And you don't need to be a monk to start. Even a few rounds a day can awaken this dormant force inside you. With practice, this inner fire becomes more than heat. It becomes clarity, focus, presence, energy. This is not about escape, it's about embodiment. Breathing not to disconnect, but to fully arrive. And in the next part, we take this awakening even further. We'll explore how to direct this awakened energy toward transformation, using breath, visualization, and intention to reshape the way you live. Once the inner fire is awakened, the next step is learning how to guide it. Just like water through a riverbed, energy follows direction, and the breath is the tool that carves the path. The ancients didn't just breathe for survival or warmth, they used the breath to shape reality, to change how they felt, how they perceived, and how they moved through the world. And you can too. One of the most powerful methods for directing breath-borne energy is through visualization. According to a study published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology, the brain responds to imagined experiences in nearly the same way it does to real ones. When you visualize energy moving through your body while breathing, your nervous system responds as if it is truly happening. This is the essence of embodiment. Try this. As you inhale, imagine golden light entering your body, vibrant, radiant, full of vitality. As you hold the breath, picture this energy expanding, awakening dormant parts of you, fueling your heart, your gut, your intuition. As you exhale, visualize tension dissolving, like smoke rising from a fire, leaving your body light and clear. You can also assign different colors to different intentions. Gold for strength, blue for calm, white for clarity, red for courage. These are not random. According to chromotherapy research and the work of Carl Jung, color influences the subconscious mind, triggering associations, archetypes, and emotional responses. Combine this with breath and you get an inner language of transformation. But it doesn't stop there. Add intention. Speak internally as you breathe. Whisper silently, I am safe. I am powerful. I release what no longer serves me. Affirmations like these activate neural pathways associated with confidence, safety, and peace, a phenomenon supported by research in neuroplasticity from Harvard and UCLA. Now take it deeper. Focus your breath on specific regions of your body, into the heart for compassion, into the gut for confidence, into the throat for truth. As author and somatic therapist Resmaa Menakem writes, the body always remembers, but it also holds the key to healing. What you feel, you can change. What you imagine, you can embody. What you breathe into, you can liberate. Breath is not just a biological process, it's a spiritual technology, and when combined with visualization and intention, it becomes a blueprint for who you are becoming. In the next section, we'll show you how to bring this practice into daily life, so it becomes not just a technique, but a way of being. The true power of breath is not found in rare rituals or mountaintop meditations. It is found in the everyday. In the silent moments that pass between tasks, between thoughts, between the noise of life. Conscious breathing is not something to do. It is something to be. And to embody it fully, you must weave it into the fabric of your routine. Begin with waking. Before you reach for your phone or start your day, place a hand over your heart and take 3 deep breaths. This centers your energy and sets the tone for presence. In the shower, breathe as the water falls. Imagine it cleansing not just your skin, but your thoughts. While eating, breathe slowly before the first bite. It prepares the digestive system and invokes gratitude. Before sleep, practice rhythmic breathing. This shifts your nervous system into deep rest and improves sleep quality, as shown by studies from the National Sleep Foundation and Harvard Medical School. Use triggers. Every time you open a door, drink water, hear your name, take 1 conscious breath. These micro moments reprogram the mind to seek stillness amidst movement. Neuroscience calls this habit stacking, linking new behaviors to existing ones, creating effortless consistency. As James Clear wrote in Atomic Habits, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." Breathing is your system, your anchor. It brings you back to now. In tense conversations, extend your exhale. In joyful moments, breathe into the heart. In confusion, breathe into the belly. In silence, breathe and listen. Over time, this becomes second nature, not a technique you remember, but a presence you return to. Somatic coach Stacey K. Haynes describes this as reclaiming the body as a place of safety and agency. When you breathe consciously, you remember that this moment, however ordinary, is sacred. And in a world obsessed with more, breath brings you home. You begin to see that spirituality isn't somewhere far away. It lives in the pause between your inhale and your exhale. In the final part, we return to this pause, the choice, the invitation to never breathe the same way again. You've learned the science, the wisdom, and the sacred techniques. But now it all comes down to this moment, this breath. You can return to autopilot, or you can choose to awaken, to breathe with purpose, with presence, with power. The hidden energy has always been inside you. The next breath is yours to claim. If this awakens something within you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mystica Nexus. New content is coming, designed to help you remember who you truly are.